Alright. Okay. Gosh. Uh. Mm-hmm. I'm just trying to figure out. Uh. Let's see. How do I? That's not what I want. How the heck? Ah. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Oh, jeez. Really? How is this not? What? Ah, here we go. Boy, I bet that was. Okay. I figured out. I figured out what the problem was. When YouTube scheduling events is really annoying. Where if you accidentally add a second camera for whatever reason, I can't get rid of that. So the whole time I was trying to um, the whole time I was trying to stream to the page I had set up, it was expecting a second camera, and therefore it was saying my bit rate was really bad, even though I only have one camera. So, it drives me nuts. But that's what I get for not streaming enough, I suppose. Anyway, let me. Yeah. Okay. Let me share this if I. Well, I don't know if I can. Um, Well, that's annoying. What can I say? So what are we, 30 minutes late? Sorry about that. And it's also confusing. But let me share this real quick. Um, Give me a second, guys. Cool. Okay. All right. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Stop! I don't need to hear myself. So, how's everybody doing? Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be. Um, Let It Be is a ripoff of Let It. Oh, Let It Bleed is a ripoff of Let It Be. Well, I think it was a friendly jest, but yeah, I'd love to look into that. What do I think of Surrealistic Pillow by Jefferson Airplane? It's been a while since I've revisited it. I remember enjoying it back in the day. Hey, thanks, Adadon. Hey Joe Mac, I am doing okay. Personal life's been kind of crazy. There's been deaths in my extended family, and my wife's been dealing with a lot of that, and ergo I've been dealing with a lot of that, and it's some of it's taken me away from being able to work on the show, and then also I'm just trying to finish up my Gorillas my Gorillas review. I did not realize how complex that record is. Demon Days I'm referring to. It is so nuanced, and it's like a book that keeps revealing itself every time you read it. So I've just been having it's just been a long time working on that. Plus it's a double album. I think there's 14, no, there's got to be more than 14 tracks on there. It's very long. Yeah, everything's okay. It's just, grandparents passed away, and that's always hard. And then also, like, really tragically, although he's not a really close friend of mine, I did shoot their wedding, but him and his wife got in a really bad accident, and she passed away. And it's just awful, and I don't know. That's been really kind of like putting things into perspective a little bit. And so I've been kind of spring cleaning, letting go of some records that I don't really enjoy that much. What are my thoughts on Magical Mystery Tour album? Well, I think the U.S. version is amazing, and I think if they would have made Sgt. Pepper and Magical Mystery Tour a double album with that song selection, wow, that would have been amazing. I mean, they're still both great albums, but I'm just saying, rearranging some of the songs maybe, would have been great. What is the last Beatles album? Well, what is the best Beatles album to get on vinyl? I just started my collecting. Oh, that's cool. I would say Abbey Road, I think, and then maybe Revolver. I want to talk about Wish You Were Here. Blue Jay Way is fantastic. Thank you, Sean. Oh man, I appreciate that. Do I like Ween? You know, to be quite honest, I haven't quite got into them. I keep planning to. I should do that. What would I do if Sony Music brought back Columbia House Record Club? I probably wouldn't join, but I think that's a brilliant idea. I'm surprised they haven't done that yet, because there's a lot of these smaller record labels that are starting to do that. I think Third Man Records does that, and I want to say one other kind of mid-tier record label does like a monthly thing. And I mean, look at all the success that Vinyl Me Please has, and can you imagine like the back catalog of, who is it, Sony? I mean, they own what, half the music in the world? I could really see them doing something. Well, obviously it'd be targeted towards collectors, but I think they could probably pull off some really cool things if they know they had like a built-in audience, or a built-in, well, we'll sell like 12,000 of these. We'll do it, you know what I mean? I think that'd be kind of cool. Favorite album of the 60s? Oh, man, I have no idea. What is Team of Trees? I don't know what that is. Is there a YouTuber that I look up to? Yeah, but like I don't know about it right now. Like I have people that I looked up to that I feel like I've learned what I can from them, and then I've moved on. One guy I really look up to is Techmoan. I like his videos. He's very tech heavy, but not in a obtuse way. Like I just mean he talks about tech a lot, and I really like what he does there. And I guess Lazy Game Reviews as well, Clint. I really admire the channel he built. I remember, man, years ago seeing him on RetroWare TV. And he's just really blossomed since then, and he just puts out quality content. I don't really care about half the things he talks about, but it's the way he talks about them that it just keeps my interest, is what I'm saying. What's my opinion on current day artists pressing on vinyl more and more? To me, it's a reason I started collecting and I got a chance. That's a great question. I think it's inevitable in this day and age. Unfortunately, vinyl, for a large degree, is now pretty much a collector's market, whereas prior to that, like, people bought records to listen to the music, and now it's a different world now. There's the vinyl will never be as popular as it was, but in terms of a physical format, I really enjoy it, and I think it's great. I think it's great that artists are going back to their catalog, releasing albums that never came out on vinyl, and also seeing reissues come up of albums that have been long out of print or are maybe really expensive to get an original copy. One example of that is one record I've been looking for is Les Baxter's Space Escapades. I always get that title wrong, I think. Anyway, it just recently got reissued on vinyl. I haven't heard it yet. I want to pick it up, but it's like a $20 record, whereas an original pressing could be $100, $150, $200. So yeah, it's things like that I think is good. Another example might be like Nick, what's his name? Not Nick Cave. By the way, he's got a great album out. I don't know if you guys heard it yet. Who am I thinking of? I'm blanking on his name now. Not Nick Lowe. Anyway, but yeah, I just think it's good. It's a good opportunity for people who are new to the game to kind of start collecting, because, you know, with used records, some people just want a new record, and I think that's okay. I like both. Highly Suspect album, MC. Oh, I don't know, man. Do ELO out of nowhere. Oh, I love ELO. What do you think about the new Ozzy box set? See you on the other side. $500. Yeah, that is $500. You got to be a fan. I like Ozzy. I like Black Sabbath. But yeah, that is quite a lot, and it's not on my radar, which is probably why I don't know about it. What's my favorite album of the decade? Ooh, that's a great question. Over on my Patreon page, people have been asking about that, and so I just started thinking about it, and it's hard because I'm at the same time trying to come up with my top 10 albums of 2019, and then to go back 10 years, it's just like, oh my gosh, it's daunting, that task. And also because we're so close, like 2010, right? 2010 counts. Yeah, 2010, 10 years ago almost, whereas 2019 is now. So it's like those earlier albums kind of fade, where these newer ones, will they stand the test of time? I feel like the cream rises to the top the further we get away from that. So like, you know, I could do a top 10 of the 2010s, and in 10 years, it'll probably be a different top 10, but I guess that's the nature of them. I do want to do it, but I don't have a favorite quite yet. I'll get back to you on that one. A Double Fantasy by Lennon and Ono. Ah, gosh, I don't know. Thoughts on a Grateful Dead Betty Board releases? I don't know about them. What else are you enjoying from 2009 outside of American football? Oh, well, the new Cigarettes Out of Sex. This band called Trust, I really like them. The new Daniel Curry album, I have it all on my Spotify. That's probably easier. It's so hard for me to keep track of all these bands, because I'm just constantly eating up. Let's see. Oh, there's this band called Part Time. I really like their album called Modern History. You know, I went back and revisited Vampire Weekend, Father of the Bride, and I like it more now. I wrote it off too early, I think. Let's see. Swans, I'm starting to get into that new record. Let's see. USA by Anna Managuchi. I love that record. Let's see. You know, I was disappointed by... I shouldn't say I was disappointed, but I was surprised to see that Third Eye Blind, Jimmy Eat World, Blink-182 all had albums out this year. They're very consistent. I just didn't find them that interesting. The Chromatics, I enjoyed that new record. Yeah, Chance the Rapper's The Big Day, love that record. Let's see. Yeah, the new Brockhampton's great. And what else am I into right now? It's funny, like, my records are like a mix of old and new on here, so I'm trying to remember, is that from this year? Is that from this year? Yeah, I mean, there's more. But yeah, that's where... Oh, have you guys listened to Donnie and Joe Emerson? They have that album called Dreaming Wild. I know it's an old album, but it's the first time I heard it was this year, and I've been falling in love with that. I love the sound of that. It's just fantastic. Sorry, I haven't been paying attention, and there was a super chat here. Oh, well, thank you, the Pro Yeti. I appreciate that. Thank you very much for that super chat. Would love if you could do a vinyl review if everyone else is doing it, so what can't we by the Cranberries? Oh man, that'd be great. Thank you for that suggestion. How about Italian X-Ray by Steve Miliband? I don't know about that album. What do I think about the Talking Heads? Talking Heads are great. Have you guys ever seen that movie? What was it called? True Stories? Something like that with David Byrne and gosh, what was not Dan Aykroyd, John Goodman. John Goodman. I love that movie. Yeah, Talking Heads are great. I kind of regretted selling a lot of their stuff when I moved to LA. I just wasn't thinking. All right, we're gonna put on another record here. Kind of in a tiki mood. Let's put on some Captivation. Alrighty, here we go. All right. What would I be doing for Vinyl Rewind if it wasn't about music? What would I be doing? If I had I guess I'll phrase it this: if I had a YouTube channel and it wasn't about music, I would probably be doing like a cooking cocktail channel, maybe with movie themed. I don't know. That's a great question. I just feel like, yeah, probably, yeah. I love movies. Probably wouldn't do video games. Did I purchase the Beatles singles collection? Yeah. Yep, I did. I'm an addict. Is there an anniversary edition of British Steel? Oh, wait. I have no idea. That may not be a question for me. Favorite movie of all time? Right now, I would say Big Trouble in Little China. Nick Drake. Oh, that was the guy I was thinking of. Thank you so much. I love Nick Drake. Jeff Buckley, I'm still trying to get into. I haven't quite connected with him yet. Oh, thank you, Gamey Grumpy. I really appreciate that. It was very kind of you. Ever listened to the band Shinedown? No. Oh, hey, Brandon. What's my opinion on the new Tame Impala? I just listened to the latest single for like maybe the third or fourth time. And yeah, I thought that was, I really enjoyed it. Gosh, I'm hoping everyone who was waiting for the other stream got over on this channel. You ever heard of Duncan Brown? No. Ever thought about doing a review of Neil Young record? Yeah. Thoughts on the Beach Boys? Beach Boys are great, man. I grew up in Santa Cruz. They were like my soundtrack as a kid. Thoughts on Roger Waters and David Gilmour? I mean, they're both geniuses. And I think they both have an ego, but I think they both they're justified in that ego. If I had to pick one or the other, I'd probably go with David Gilmour. But honestly, I'm a Richard Wright kind of guy. I think I most identify with him. I like him a lot. What does 100,000 subscribers mean to me? Thank you for that, Taylor. 100,000 subscribers is an achievement for sure. It's recognition that the 9 years of work is starting to pay off and that people enjoy what I'm doing. I've learned a lot along the way. I've gotten better myself and I've gotten better at articulating ideas. It's funny, I go back sometimes and watch some of the earlier videos when I thought everything was clicking, and I realized, oh no, it wasn't there yet. So, yeah, I'm still gonna continue to work my butt off, and hopefully in next year we'll hit another milestone. But I'm not, I'm keeping my expectations in check, and I'm just focusing on creating great content. And ideally, I'd love to put out more album reviews. But in the meantime, I definitely want to do these smaller kind of thought pieces, sort of like what I'm doing for Patreon poll stuff, and then also kind of like single showcases, you know, where I focus on like a specific topic that, you know, like a single or an event, or, you know, try to answer a question like people may have about what happened when. Kind of like history based, I guess. But still, you know, I still like to do opinion stuff. What's up, Greg? Thank you. Any Stevie Ray Vaughan reviews coming or have done? No, I haven't, and I don't know if I'll get to Stevie Ray Vaughan anytime soon. I respect the guy, brilliant guitarist. It's just there's not a lot of demand for that. Oh, thank you very much, Tectonic. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Are you going to do a full review of Rubber Soul by the Beatles? Yeah, no, definitely. My name is Jeff. I am going to... my earlier Beatles stuff, it was cute in a way, but it could also have turned off a lot of people. And, you know, we were just trying things at that time. And yeah, Rubber Soul really never had a proper review. A lot of the earlier albums didn't. I don't know if I'll do... I mean, I'll probably do every Beatles album at some point, but I don't know how much people are demanding a review of Beatles for Sale. Let's just be honest. But, you know, I think like, you know, some more Versus episodes would be cool. Especially like With the Beatles versus Meet the Beatles. But yeah, something, yeah, I'll definitely go back to that. Oh, thank you, Greg. Any more ELO reviews coming? I'll probably at some point do Out of the Blue. Bleach by Nirvana. You know, I have to go back and listen to that. It's been a long time. Thank you, Lucas. I don't know the Shags. When you say we who help support you with the channel. Oh, well, I would say, you know, early on I had a lot of help from friends who... I realized at a certain point when I started doing weekly uploads, I couldn't keep asking them to come back. So, you know, they helped me along the way. Currently, it's pretty much me who does everything. But my best bud, Josh Sankar, he helps from time to time. My buddy Richard, who did the theme song, he helps in a way where I can bounce ideas off of him. And then also my wife, same thing. Sometimes I'm having trouble and writing something or writing something succinct, and I'll just go over to her, say hi, and I'll explain what I'm doing. And in my explanation, you know, sometimes I go, oh, that's what I meant to say. Perfect. And then also sometimes, you know, she'll just give me feedback from time to time. And then my parents. So those are my main support. And then beyond that, you know, I still like to get feedback from viewers, and that helps as well. But that's more like shaping content. But in terms of like supporting and get the channel to where it is, you know, those are the main five people in my life. Oh, I love Steely Dan. Yeah, make a video of ranking the Beatles movies. That'd be fun. How many were there? 3? The Shag are the greatest bands in the entire planet. How can you not know them? Because there's a lot of bands. I don't mean offense. Oh, that's weird. There's a train conductor that looks like me. That's funny. Pink Floyd, Piper at the Gates of Dawn. Great album. What do I think of Supertramp? Love Supertramp. Haven't listened to them in quite a long time. Favorite Beatles film? I would say, you know, it's funny, I haven't watched Help, if you can believe that. I've never watched Help, but I really love Hard Day's Night. I should do a series on Tommy by The Who. Yeah, you know, that's not, I've been meaning to do that. Yeah, I know, I gotta talk about The Doors. Yeah, you know, I haven't looked into the Bob Dylan bootleg series. What? Dude, thank you very much, Johan. I think I'm saying your name right. Apologies if I got that wrong. Yes, I love Days of Future Past. Fantastic. Thoughts on Chuck Berry? Chuck Berry is, God bless the guy. He's nothing can take away his legendary status. But when you get the Great 28, you start to realize he was a singles guy. And it was not a lot of variety in the music. There's some great singles, don't get me wrong, but it tends to start sounding the same. But, you could say that about a lot of artists of that era. So I would say I love what he did. I will always love Havana Moon. Amazing song. I just feel like I haven't done much research, but I feel like he kind of got pigeonholed into doing just that sound, and he never strayed from it. And that's kind of unfortunate. And even when I checked out his last album, it was fine. It wasn't that exciting to me. So yeah, I mean, again, don't get me wrong, fantastic guitarist and huge influence on my own guitar playing. But as I age and I enjoy like nuance and subtlety and, his music, I don't often return to, like I don't listen to a whole bunch of it at one go. Put on a couple singles, throw it in a mix. I love it. Oh, thank you, Matthew. Atom Heart Mother, I haven't quite got into yet. Oh, thank you, Jacob. Oh, you're welcome, William. Hey, Wiz. Favorite jazz record? I'm going to say, at this moment, it will probably be Bitches Brew by Miles Davis. But that's just off the top of my head, and I love that record. It's so complex. But there's a lot of like jazz fusion, jazz funk records I also really love, but I can't think of their name off the top of my head right now. They're a little bit more obscure. Am I ever going to do solo Beatles albums? Yeah, probably that. Like, I feel like each Beatle had their kind of best of record. I'll probably cover those. Not best of, not as in a compilation, but I mean like All Things Must Pass is one of George Harrison's best albums. It's also his first, well, I shouldn't say that. It's his first record after the Beatles, his third solo record. And then McCartney. However, I'm kind of partial to McCartney too. Something about that cracks me up. And then, Ram's also up there. But there's records like that, and I'll probably cover those. I have a video that I want to do where it's sort of the lost Beatles album of 1971, and other people have done this, but you take songs from all of these solo records from 1970 and 71, and you kind of make a fictitious what-if album. Night of the Opera. I did talk about Night of the Opera, but that's an early episode. Favorite Queen album? I think right now it's Queen 2. Yeah, so I'm at least gonna do an unboxing video of the singles collection when I get it. What's the rarest record I own? I get asked this on occasion, and I never can remember what it is. Because, obviously there's a rare record and then there's like a valuable record. Like my Yesterday and Today is a valuable record. However, it's not that rare. It's kind of not common, but it's quite uncommon. Like you can find it. But rare, one of the rarest I have is a lathe cut record that, I'm blanking on his name right now. Emil, oh man, I'm blanking on his name. But anyway, he gave that to me. It's one of 50. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think of my record collection in those terms. I don't think about the rarest that I have. Which do I like more, Blue or Pinkerton? John, why you gotta ask me this? That's a great question. I will preface this by saying I have heavy nostalgia for the Blue album. it means a whole heck of a lot to me. So I kind of always have that. There's a place in my heart that the Blue Album fills that Pinkerton can never touch. And that's why it is number one. But number two is Pinkerton. And it's a very close number two. Best album of all time. Oh man, I don't even know. Have I heard Grievous Angel by Graham Parsons? No. Which record is the one hanging on the wall? You talking about the gold record? I have no idea. I've never tried to play it. Thoughts on ELO from Out of Nowhere? Ooh. Oh gosh, I don't know that by its title. I gotta check that out now. Give me 1 second. That might be a deeper cut for me, and it's probably one I should revisit soon. Why am I not finding it? Oh, that's the new one. Oh, right? Is that the new one? Out of Nowhere. Yes, that's the new one. I haven't heard it yet. I've only heard one single, and I thought it was fantastic. I heard it on the radio, and I seriously thought it was an old ELO song. I didn't realize it was brand new Jeff Lynne and ELO, and I was blown away by it. So I'm very excited to check it out. I haven't done it yet because I've been obsessing over my Gorillaz review. It's just taken over my life. What is my record listening cleaning process? Great question. I appreciate that. Let's start with the cleaning process. If I'm gonna do a bunch of records at one time, I generally break out my spin clean. And is that a spider hanging down in front of my lens? Oh my gosh, it is. It's a little tiny guy. Can you guys even see that? That's hilarious. I thought that was a piece of dust. Wow, that's funny. Just a tiny little spider guy. Anyway, I'm getting distracted here. Let's let him go. So I'll bust out the spin clean and I'll do several records at a time. But what I do is I'll do the spin clean and then dry them off with my Record Doctor vacuum. If I'm only gonna do like one record and I just want to listen to it, maybe it's a little dirty or maybe I just got it, I'll just clean it on the Record Doctor, do one side, vacuum it off, do the other side, vacuum it off. So listening. I do most of my listening at my office on my Audio-Technica LP120, and that's primarily where I listen. This room is when I have people over, we hang out, we listen to records. So yeah, the process of it, I'm not sure. I mean, I'm pretty basic. I like to do menial tasks sometimes when I listen. Like I have another job where I help a photographer make his wedding albums for his clients, and that requires like almost no brain power. It's just real odd. It's like doing math for me. It's like equations. Like it's a different part of my brain. So my brain can be doing that while I listen to the music, and I love it. I love it. I can just like zone out, do the work, get paid, and listen to new music. And then and it's a nice break because then the record ends, I gotta stand up or whatever, get some water, flip the record over, sit back down, and listen some more. But generally when I'm doing a review, I'm dissecting the songs and I'm like going back and forth. And when I do that, it's mostly digital because it's just easier. It's easier to go back, get a timestamp. It's easier to go back a few seconds at a time, listen to a section over and over and over and over again, hear the different layers. Yeah. But yeah, I would say that. Yeah. Oh, there's another super chat. Thank you, Cody. Oh wait, sorry, I missed a couple of these. Let's get to SoFly 2001. Will I do any more episodes of Cover to Cover? Yeah, thank you for bringing that up. I have a couple of I have another Rolling Stone magazine, and I have a couple other kind of really local LA stuff from like right around when grunge started to take over in the early 90s. So it's really fascinating to see that period of the LA Sunset Strip. And yeah, I think that would be really cool to talk about. Have you ever checked out American Bang's Self-Titled? No, I haven't, Cody. And I'm going to add them right now. It's a great name too, American Bang. And, oh no, that's not what I wanted. Me and my fat thumbs on my time. Okay, American Bang, 2010. Wow, that's almost 10 years old now. Well, thank you, Detective Wii Sports Target. Sorry, I'm missing. Oh, thank you, Johan. Have you ever listened to the Who Sell Out? You know, it's been too long to give you an accurate opinion on it. It's been a long time. I love the album art. It's fantastic. I'd have to like look at the songs. Let me see if I can give you better answers. 1967. You know what? I'm gonna have to get back to you on that one. It's been way too long since I've listened to that. Favorite Pink Floyd album? Ooh. A Momentary Lapse of Reason? No, I'm kidding. There's some great singles on there. Don't get me wrong, but I would say as an album, I absolutely adore Dark Side of the Moon. But up there would be The Wall and Wish You Were Here. I'm still kind of figuring out how I feel about Animals. Yeah, that whole period, that whole 70s period was amazing. Yes, the Kinks' early stuff is very, very good. Yeah, you know, Jacob, unfortunately, like, there's really not much else to this room other than the bar. The other side behind the camera that you guys can't see is literally just storage, props, an AC unit, and a black wall. Unfortunately, fortunately, however you want to look at it, I think my bar has to be taken down and moved because I'm doing some huge major construction on the front of the house, and this wall right here, not this wood, but the part behind it is actually like it's a structural concrete wall. I'm actually kind of in the ground here. And as you go that way, there's a retaining wall that is essentially a wall between my neighbor's house and mine. And where the wall is, they may have to just take out this section where the bar is. And so I've been on the fence about that, what I want to do. And an early concept sketch for the vinyl pad set was a tiki bar, and I always wanted a tiki bar. And so I think if I have to take down my bar, directly across from me, I'm going to put it in there as sort of like kind of an L-shaped bar, and it will be a tiki bar. So that's what I'm thinking. And I also want to make it have plumbing, so it actually is a wet bar, because if you've ever worked behind a bar, you know how much it is not fun to work behind a dry bar. What cameras do I recommend? You know, I just got the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema 4K. Great camera. The only downfall is the battery life. That's the only bummer about it. And I'm actually running it right now. I'm using the Blackmagic right now. I don't know if it makes a difference. I really like the versatility of it. But yeah, it's a great camera. It's $1,200. Fantastic deal. Yeah, it's really, really good. No, I haven't heard the new Highly Sus. You know, I got to add that to my listen list. Thank you very much. Highly Suspect. What does MCID mean anyway? I'm curious. Green album review. That'd be fun. Scott Walker. Ooh, okay. I got to look up Scott Walker now. See, this is what it is, guys. When I started this channel, I thought I knew a lot, but I had huge holes in my knowledge. And every day I learn something. I learn about a new band. I get exposed to an album I never heard of. And yeah, I know you all get enjoyment from my channel, but you have no idea how much it means to me to get suggestions from bands I never heard of, bands I should look into, albums I missed. And it just enriches my life, and just all around it keeps my curiosity going, and I don't know, it just makes me to me, I feel like a better person. Oh wait, I feel like someone had, I don't know if you recommended this before. I know someone had recommended Scott Walker before, and yes, because I checked out the first album, but I don't remember many thoughts on it. But thank you. I wish I could give you a better answer, but I don't. I don't have a great answer for you on that one. Yeah, you know, it's funny. I was talking with this band, Cones. They can't. I'll have a video with them probably in December, maybe sooner. An interview. Anyway, we were talking, and they asked me if I could interview anyone, who would it be? You know, and it was just funny. Inevitably, we'd start talking about the Beatles, and I don't know what I would ask Paul McCartney, because he's probably been asked every question there is about the Beatles. Like, all I could think of is like, what are you like? How do you brush your teeth? What's your favorite food? What do you like? You know, what really annoys you? What do you hate? Like, those are the only questions I could think of. Like, who is he as a person? Like, I just, and it wouldn't even be like me being starstruck. It would just be like, I don't want to bore him. I don't want to ask him the same question he's heard for 50 years. You know what I mean? Like, it would be such a homework assignment to do that. Like, I almost just want to like make him a drink and just talk about alcohol or whatever he's into. I don't know, make him tea, make him biscuits, like go cooking with him, just to get him outside of music. And just, I don't know, like, I love that carpool karaoke thing. I thought that was brilliant. I love that. Yeah, you know, have you guys checked out the 50th anniversary, what is it? Let It Bleed, that's coming out. That looks really cool. I'm really tempted in buying that. Yeah, how's your sex life, Paul? You still getting it up these days? Favorite music era. You know, I used to love the 50s. I used to be, and all of it, you know what I mean? Like soul, R&B, rock and roll, pop, like it all just kind of blends together. I once DJ'd my friend's birthday party, and for like the first 2 hours, I just spun all 50s, 45s. People loved it. But yeah, you know, 60s is where you really get a lot of innovation. A lot of fantastic music comes out. I really love the 80s. Oh my gosh, the 80s are, you know, I will always love the 80s because that's when I grew up. And yes, I mean, I feel like every era's got a strong spot. However, for me, like 2000 to now feels very muddy. Like there were blips here and there, but like it's hard for me to distill these 2 decades into like, oh yeah, the 2000s. Oh, hey, Adam. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate that. So yeah, Queen is Dead by the Smiths and the Stone Roses debut albums are both high on my to-do list. I probably would have done the Smiths if Demon Days didn't win out. I did a poll way back when, and Smiths was up there. Joy Division's, not Substance. I'm blanking on the name of that album. Joy Division. You know what's interesting is that Love Will Tear Us Apart was only a single. Like, it obviously came out on Substance, but that was a compilation. Of the 2 Joy Division albums, Love Will Tear Us Apart didn't appear in either one of them. And so that's a single showcase I totally want to cover, because apparently, supposedly, according to Bono, he walked in on them recording that. I'd love to know if that is true, but I remember reading that. I could be totally wrong, but yeah, I will definitely talk about those, Adam. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay. Oh yeah, have you guys? Let me show you this. So this is full of bourbon. I don't know if you can hear that. This is full of bourbon. It's Elvis. It's a decanter. And it's also a music box. And this means a lot to me because this was my wife's grandfather's. He recently passed away. And I have these now. And I always thought they were so cool every time I went to his house. I mean, he was such an amazing guy, and he was more of a grandfather to me than my own grandfathers. I had two grandfathers, and one was barely in my life, and the other one, you know, he did his best, but I was kind of the last grandkid. I don't know. I think he was just tired. So, yeah. So I have these new Elvises. I have 6 of them. You'll probably see them as I continue to do the show throughout. And yeah, I mean, it's a weird feeling because I love having them because I remember him every time I see them. But at the same time, I don't want them because it means he's gone. You know what I mean? Like he loved them. He displayed it. He displayed them at his own bar, and it was always very special to me. In fact, you know what? Let me just play you. Let me play you the music box. It's hilarious. I've actually had some of this bourbon. I had to repair this one, and I drank some of the bourbon in it, and it's okay. It's kind of appley. I filtered it because there was a lot of pieces of cork in it, but I'm kind of worried to get too drunk on it. Anyway, didn't mean to make this a downer. I'll set this down now. Let me put on a different record here. Oh. Let's put on The Cult, because I love this band. And I kind of feel like listening to something a little bit more upbeat. As soon as Elvis stops playing, we'll get to it. What? What are you doing, John? I know you're watching this right now, buddy. Let's see here. Oh, you didn't even say anything, John. Yeah, so John Kemmerling is a great buddy of mine. I've known him, over 10 years now. He remembers me before I started this channel. I work with him. He's a great photographer, awesome dude. And if you guys need any wedding work done, go to John Kemmerling. He's the man. What was my first 45 record? Ooh, I don't even remember, guys. I wish I could tell you. It's been a long time because Elvis is still going. All right, bud. Time to stop. All right, we're just gonna put on The Cult anyway here. Yeah, I got 180 gram vinyl, but I don't think of it that much. You know what I mean? I don't actively seek it out. Yes, I am going to pick up the Beatles single collection. Favorite video that I've made. I still love my Conan the Barbarian video. It was one of the first videos I ever did. Kind of over the top. Do I have any original Beatles pressing, like Please Please Me, Abbey Road, or Get Back sessions? Are you talking about like UK? I have an original mono pressing of Sgt. Pepper's from the UK, 1967. But other than that, I have some original US pressings, but I don't think most people care about that. Oh, thank you, Mark. Um, oh, I can send a super sticker? Why is it a weird blob? Oh, wait. That's if I want to do it. That's weird. Never mind. Oh no, what happened to that super chat? Ah, I lost the super chat. Sorry, guys. Here we go. Not super chat, the chat. Thoughts on Depeche Mode. So I got a friend. He always likes to call them Depeche Mode. The best Nick Drake album. I love Depeche Mode, by the way. That's a great question. I think I like. Let me see. I have to remember. I think Pink Moon might be my favorite, but Five Leaves Left is also very good. Yeah, it happens, man. I'm not able to see everyone's question. Just keep asking it. Do I like metal music? Yes and no, Connor. I love listening to it when I work out, but I don't. It's hard for me to work to metal music, so I don't often listen to it. But I'm trying to educate myself better right now. I'm getting into Megadeth. Really enjoying Rust in Peace, man. John, no, we're not gonna bust out the guitar. Thoughts on Slint? Yes, I hate that I'm Only Sleeping is not on the US pressing. I try to get into Slint. I'll probably try again. Right now, I don't get it, and I feel bad saying that. What's my favorite musical? My Fair Lady. Do I like Deep Purple? Yeah, Deep Purple's alright. Do I know who Joe is? Joe who? Do you ever digitize any of your vinyl records? Well, yeah, I do all the time for the channel. Program, I use Audacity. Well, honestly, I just use my H4n. I record it to my H4n. It's by Zoom. And then that records it digitally, and then I just bring it into Final Cut X. Sometime, on occasion, I'll use Audacity, but that's about it. I don't like to listen to digital dumps of vinyl records. Show Mama. Well, it's just funny because like Joe is my dad's name, so I'm like, well, yeah, I know a Joe. Do I compose music? I used to. Your favorite synthwave artist? Oh, Marvel 83. That's a trick question, bud. Marvel 83 is fantastic. Do I have a favorite synthwave artist? It might be Tangerine Dream. Joe Mama. Sorry guys, I'm gullible when it comes to this stuff. I'm just taking you guys. What's my favorite cocktail that I've made? One of my favorites is the one I created with my friend Josh, and it's the official Vinyl Rewind cocktail. What do I think about the Jack White's gimmick vinyl records? I think they're great. I love the stuff that he's doing. Worst concert I ever attended was Bob Dylan. God, it felt like he didn't want to be there. Do I think $2 is a good price for a record? Absolutely. How many records are in my collection? Around 2,800. Michael Jackson or Prince? Prince every time. Andrew Bird's all right. Can you buy the cocktail? I haven't released the recipe yet. I want to make a cocktail book and put it in there. Am I going to cover the Beach Boys? Yes. Michael Jackson? Probably Thriller. Do I like Up Dog? I'm not going to fall for that, Connor. Have you ever slipped on a banana peel while listening to the Monkees? Every time. How did you know? Um, yeah, but the 2,800 records that includes a small selection of 78s and maybe a couple hundred 45s. Is the room where I film the same where I keep my collection? No, but I want to fix that. I want the back half that you can't see. I want to have my collection there. Yeah, I'd love to cover more jazz. Oh, that's great, Detective Wii Sports. Best Elvis Costello album. Man, that's a tough one. I don't know if I'll get to Jethro Tull. Do you know the Modern Folk Quartet? I think I do. Rob, I'm not gonna really do a tour right now, just because everything's kind of set up to be stationary right now. Favorite Radiohead album right now? It's OK Computer. Do I own Crystal Waters' 3 albums? No. If I had to choose one record to eat every day for the rest of my life, what does that even mean? Maybe you can eat shellac records. I wouldn't eat vinyl records. What do I usually use to store my records in? I use an outer sleeve, and then I use some sort of inner sleeve, and I just slip it in the back like that, put it in the shelf upright. Pretty simple. Do I know the Fontaines DC? No. I'll probably cover Billy Joel, probably not ABBA. Thoughts on Green Day? Green Day's cool. I don't know what they are anymore, though. Pop rock? What's my favorite album cover? I love Whipped Cream and Other Delights, and I love the debut by the Velvet Underground. What? I saw you in LA and I was going to say hi, but I swear you ran into the grocery market. When I looked around, I was flunked on. I don't know what that means. Yeah, nothing wrong with using an air compressor. No, I don't hate ABBA. I love their Visitors album. I think that's fantastic. What is IDM? Can you explain that more? Could I make a video on Creedence Clearwater Revival? Maybe. I mean, I like them. I think they're cool. Yeah, the Animals are great. I like Eric Burdon. Genre of music I don't like. I don't really like country. I like Western. I like Western swing. But country's really like classic country is okay. Modern country I don't really enjoy unless I'm on a road trip. It's kind of like how I feel about it. And maybe trap. I'm not a big fan of trap. So my favorite song on Sgt. Pepper's, Day in the Life. I don't know Amused to Death. Do I? I don't think I do. Oh. You're talking about the Roger Waters album, right? Yeah, I haven't listened to this. Yeah, Glenn Campbell's okay. Yeah, I definitely want to review Dookie. Are you insane for liking Bob Dylan's cover of The Boxer more than the original? I don't think so. Yes, The Rise and Fall of Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars is an amazing album. Favorite Australian artist? Oh, man. Favorite member? I guess AC/DC is fantastic. Love Tame Impala, love King Gizzard, and I'm blank. Like I don't always think of like bands as where they're from, so I should probably do. I know there's more Australian bands. I'm just not thinking of them. Do I like Didgeridoo? Oh yeah, Rush is amazing. I love them. Will I review the pros and cons of hitchhiking? I don't know. Opinions on the Gorillas? That's interesting. My opinion has since changed since I've been working on this review. Originally, I didn't really think much of them. I just thought they're cool. They're kind of fun pop music. But now, after like doing this deep dive into Demon Days and like reading all these interviews and watching documentaries, I'm just like, there is so much I missed. And now they're one of my favorite bands. I have huge respect for Damon Albarn, Jamie Hewitt, Danger Mouse. Amazing. Okay. What about Blur? Blur, I'm still trying to get into. I love 13 is amazing. My favorite food. Oh man, do I play video games? Yes, I play video games. Right now, I am in the middle of an epic quest in Breath of the Wild. Not Breast of the Wild, Breath of the Wild. Man, I love that game. Let's see. Thoughts on the Smiths? I love the Smiths. Do I like Oasis? Yeah, I don't love Oasis, but I love their poppy stuff. I don't know if I'm a gamer. I guess I'm kind of a gamer. Oasis versus Blur. I might eat my words on this, but right now I'm going to go with Blur. Favorite Queen album? Queen 2 right now. Have you ever considered making a comprehensive documentary on musical artists that don't really have a doc meeting about them? Yeah. I mean, that's kind of where I want to go. But it's hard, though, because, like, I discovered very quickly that it kind of has to be an artist that people want to know about or, like, Google. And it's hard to really talk about an obscure artist without some sort of thing. You know, I guess what I'm getting at is I did that Mike Post documentary. Didn't get a lot of views. And so but whereas like a video I did, not even a documentary, just a small little snippet on Brian Jones did much better. So I kind of learned my lesson. I got to be kind of picky when it comes to that stuff. Yeah, I listen to foreign music. I haven't gotten too much into the stuff from Mexico, but I've been getting into stuff from Japan, Brazil, some stuff from Spain, or no, I guess Portugal. Favorite Elvis album? I guess Elvis Presley, the iconic one that the Clash makes reference to. Am I gonna review Revolver? Yes. Favorite Elliott Smith album? I don't know. I gotta get back to you on that one. Do I like Hot Space by Queen? Oh, I don't know. Do I like The Simpsons? Yeah, but it's been a long time, man. Oh, I remember this one. Is this one of their last records? Huh. Oh boy. Favorite Beatles album? And why is it Revolver? Very funny to you. Do I like Green Day? I mean, I liked Green Day when I was younger. Do I like Carl Perkins? Yes. What's the last musical obsession you had? Oh, probably this band I was just telling the people earlier in the stream. What is their names? Donnie and Joe Emerson, I think. Yeah, Donnie and Joe Emerson. Man, really, really fascinating story with them too. Yeah, Don't Step on My Blue Suede Shoes. Pink Floyd or the Rolling Stones? Pink Floyd. Favorite modern pop? I really like Carly Rae Jepsen. Thoughts on Residents are interesting. Do I like Tool? Tool is great. Do I like Kings of Leon? Yeah, they're okay. They're okay. I think that's who I'm. Yeah. What are you writing, Detective Wii Sports? Is there a universally loved band that you just cannot get into? Oh gosh. Oh, the Beatles. I don't know, man. I don't. I maybe name some examples, and I could maybe tell you what I think. What's the oldest album in my collection? I have a Bing Crosby '78 album, probably from the '40s. What's a band you really dislike? I don't know. I don't tend to linger on stuff I dislike. Do I like Johnny Cash? Absolutely. Magical Mystery Tour, Sgt. Pepper. Ooh, that's a hard one. Magical Mystery Tours. I'm gonna go. Ooh. I'm gonna go. Man, I don't know what I'm gonna go. I gotta look at the. I mean, Sgt. Pepper's great. Well, that's not what I meant to do. Let's see what it. Fool in the Hill, Flying Blue Jay Way. Oh man, I'm gonna have to go with Magical Mystery Tour. Yeah, I love the Birds. Oh, Genesis is fantastic. Will CDs make a comeback? No. Thoughts on Robert Johnson? Robert Johnson, I mean, iconic. I mean, the guy blazed a trail. You know, like, unfortunately, I don't think he was very recognized in his time, though. I don't know if I like Phil Oakes. Am I saying his name right? Let me look him up. Oh, cool. I'll check him out. I don't know. I don't think I've really listened to his music before. Thoughts on Zappa? I like Zappa. I don't love everything he does though. He gets a little too novelty for me at times. He cracks me up too. Oh man, 2112 is amazing. I like Jethro Tull. I used to think he was a person. What speakers I use? These are Sansuis. They're okay. They're old. I think they're a little blown. I always prefer. Well, yeah. If it's a vintage album, I always prefer an original pressing if I can. Yeah, Death Grips. I really like Death Grips, but I can't really tell you how I like the Money Store versus the Powers That Be. I can't really say one over the other. I just generally like them. No, I haven't listened to the Cage the Elephant. Black Keys, I enjoyed it. Trout Mask Replica. That I don't understand why people don't like that album. Let me rephrase that. I can understand why people are turned off by that record, but I thought it was going to be way worse than it was, and I found it enjoyable in a way I didn't expect. I found it, well, it's incredibly nuanced and complex, but I think surface level, it sounds like cacophony, right? It just sounds like a mess. But there's a lot of thought and intention that was put into that record, and it's really fascinating for me. On a certain level, there's a certain level of understanding that's hard for me to articulate, but I really enjoyed it. It's like orchestrated chaos in a way. It's just, I don't know, something about it was fantastic. I don't know my favorite song on Queen 2 at the moment. Yeah, I like Chuck Berry. San Quentin or Folsom Prison? I think the Folsom Prison sessions are better. I haven't listened to the metal box of the Public Image LTDs, but I've seen it around. What is it? Favorite Lennon album? What's the first one called? Was it Plastic Ono Band? The one where he's by a tree? I always forget the name of that. Wow, that was only side one. What a great record. Let's see. With thoughts on the Russian album by Paul McCartney? I don't know that one, man. Favorite band? Oh gosh, I don't know. Best songwriter of this generation? Man, these are tough questions. Thoughts on older punk? What does older punk mean? Does that mean like people who play punk who are old, or just like punk from 1977? Is there a dream vinyl album I don't own yet? Yeah, like I'd love to have Led Zeppelin 2, a Ludwig cut. I'd love to own. There's a couple of Exotica records I'd love to own. Yeah, I'd love to own Melancholy Infinite Sadness on vinyl, even though it doesn't make sense to have it on vinyl. But I love that record. There's probably a couple more Weezer albums I want to get. This isn't. I'm trying to think what else. What? You got a Ludwig cut of Led Zeppelin 2 for 10? That's amazing. Oh yeah, Black Magic Woman's great. Yes, I have several James Bond soundtracks on vinyl. Don't have all of them, but I have many of them. Oh yeah, Vampire Weekend. Yeah, I might do that. Any recommendations for lounge music or Exotica? Yeah, I would stick with the heavy hitters like Arthur Lyman, Les Baxter, Martin Denny. You could go into mood music like Jackie Gleason Presents. That whole series of albums are pretty good. And then if you're talking about lounge music, there's Richard Cheese, which I'm not a huge fan of because he's just kind of novelty. But if you're into that, he's pretty good. He does covers in a lounge act style. To me, it gets a little tiresome, but he does his thing well. Oh, happy birthday, Wii Sports Target. How many records do I have? I have around 2,800. Who is the last greatest rock star since rock is dead? In my opinion, it's Jack White. Oh, okay. Last great rock star. Yeah, I mean, that's a great answer, Jack White. I can't think of another artist at the moment who's more contemporary than him. I love Piper at the Gates of Dawn. Did you... Yeah, I haven't done Hotel California, but I will do Unknown Pleasures. Hunky Dory or Ziggy Stardust? I'm going to go with Ziggy. Thriller or Off the Wall? Dang, that's a hard one. I love Off the Wall. I'm going to have to go with Thriller. You know, I haven't really listened... Well, Kanye West. Oh, man. I don't know if you want to hear what I think about... You know, Kanye is... He is a genius in his own way. And like geniuses, he's complicated. He's got his issues. Jesus is King is an interesting record. to me, it's a love record. That's all it is. It's cool. I like his work on Kids See Ghosts more. In general, though, I don't think he's a like I think he's a great producer. I find like him rapping, he's not. I feel like he should always be better than he is, for as famous as he is. Like sometimes I feel like he just sort of like bumbles through his rhymes. Like the song he did sampling Daft Punk. Like there's a couple of times where he rhymes the same word, and I just kind of scratch my head a little bit. But he's done fantastic work. So, I mean, he's an interesting guy. I think he's a hard artist to be a fan of because he doesn't really give fans what they want, but yet he keeps surprising everyone. And I think that's really interesting. I love Joy Division. Do I have the Green Day Woodstock 94 RSD exclusive? I do not. Imagine Dragons are okay. I don't really see a lot of bands live, man. My most valuable vinyl is my Yesterday and Today Second State Butcher. Where I usually buy my records at. There's a couple of local places in town, like Amoeba, and this local record vendor who sells at a farmer's market. But beyond that, I buy a lot through Discogs, and then occasionally I'll buy on Amazon. But I'll also buy through Pop Market. And I think I bought a record from Target once. I ordered one off of Target because it wasn't available elsewhere. It was Egypt Station. No, I don't have the marbleized version of Dave Mason's Alone Together. Thank you very much, Tio Pascal. Oh, thank you, Adam. Do I prefer Tommy or Quadrophenia? I prefer Tommy. I'm not religious, but I am spiritual. I'm agnostic. What are my thoughts on the band Swans? Swans are amazing. They are intriguing, elusive, nebulous. I never know what to expect from them. Amazing stuff. Do I collect any other vintage formats? Not really. I don't actively collect them, but I have some cassettes. I might have one 8-track somewhere, maybe. Best grunge band. Oh man, they're all so different. I will say that like grunge, to me, is probably Pearl Jam. And then to a lesser extent, Stone Temple Pilots, at least for their first and second albums. Nirvana, I never really considered grunge, even though they got lumped into that. But I love a band like Sponge, Rotting Pinata. I love that album. That was like pop grunge. My favorite Bowie album might be the Rise and Fall of Ziggy Stardust. Yeah, I intend to do more worst to best videos. Which band would have been better? The Beatles without Paul or the Beatles without John? Oh man. I don't know if you could separate them. Wow, which would have been a better band? Maybe the one without John. I don't know. I'm glad we got both of them though. Do I like Billie Eilish? It's okay. Yeah, I mean, Final Cut, was a Roger Waters record, but it was released under Pink Floyd. So yeah, I get what you're saying there. What's a worst to best that you've been intrigued to do? The Doors and Weezer bands like Nirvana and Joy Division, I mean, there's not a lot there. A band like U2 would be interesting to do, but I like to pick bands that have a definitive endpoint, which is why I haven't done Weezer. They're still making albums. Same with U2. But like a band like Doors would be interesting, I think, or even Love to a certain extent, because Arthur Lee kept making albums after Forever Changes. Favorite Genesis album? I will say from my childhood would be Invisible Touch. Do I like the Yesterday movie? I didn't even watch it. They sent it to me, but as soon as I read the synopsis, I was just like, oh, I already know how this movie's going to end. I'm not really interested in it. I own it. They sent me a copy of it on Blu-ray. To be honest, I haven't been impressed with Danny Boyle's work in a long time. In a very, very long time. Like, I did not like Slumdog Millionaire. That one with James Franco stuck in a crevice. It was okay, but it felt like a first-time filmmaker. Favorite ELO album? Probably Out of the Blue. Do I have a favorite guitarist? Maybe Hendrix. Favorite Rolling Stones album? Oh, man. Ugh, I don't know. Aftermath, maybe? I don't know. Aftermath or Exile on Main Street. What's the most money I've ever spent on a record? Oh gosh, it was probably, believe it or not, it was an Exotica record. George Raines group. I spent around $125 for it. Do you have any first releases? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Do you see rock ever coming back? Never say never, but not right now. Best vocalist of all time? I'm going to go with Freddie Mercury. And then, like, female-wise, I mean, maybe Barbra Streisand. She's not my favorite, but she's phenomenal. Hey, man. Hey, Jay Fretless. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. Oh, Suede Sci-Fi Lullaby. I'll check it out. Suede. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Oh, shoot. Suede. Huh. I don't know. I don't know. I can't find that right now. Oh, boy. Why are we flatulating on the chat right now? Yeah, Aretha Franklin is pretty amazing. I forgot. Yeah. Dang, I didn't think about that. Yes, I can grow a beard. However, I can't grow a beard right here. Or I guess a mustache. Like I won't grow facial hair right there. I do play guitar. Let's see here. Wilco's cool. Help or A Hard Day's Night? I'm going to go with Help. Just because Help is an amazing song. I love that song. I have it playing in my head right now. Favorite Queen best early Beatles album. I mean, if you can count Help. If not Help, I might go with Please Please Me. Are you interested in music production? Yeah, I would love to be a music producer. I helped produce a friend's band once, and I loved it. It was great. Favorite producer? That's a great question. I'm blanking on his name, but he produced Siamese Dream and a bunch of other stuff. Whew, starting to lose my voice here. What do I think of Queensryche? Yeah, I love Queensryche. Favorite Beatle? George Harrison. Your favorite mixer? Probably Falernum. Love that stuff. Do you ever feel swamped with just how much music there is? All the time. Every freaking day. How do I manage your time with so much content to consume? Not very well. I try to prioritize, schedule things. What ends up happening is I don't watch a lot of TV or movies. I am watching Jack Ryan right now, though. I don't know a best Bob Dylan album. I don't know. Either Highway 61 or Free Willin' Bob Dylan, maybe. Absinthe is okay. But it's a delicate thing, and it can overpower a drink real easy. Has their Satanic Majesty's request grown on you all since your initial review? I haven't gone back to it in a while, but I mean, She's a Rainbow. Love that. I think as an album, it's pretty much stayed the same in terms of how I think about it as an album. I don't think it's their best work, but for what it is, I still enjoy it. Well, thank you, Guillermo. Let's see here. Favorite whiskey? That's a broad spectrum. You got Irish whiskey, Scotch, Canadian, bourbon, Tennessee, rye, American whiskey, and then you got all kinds of other stuff. Let's see here. I guess I tend to like rye more than bourbon, but I like Bullet bourbon, Buffalo Trace. I like the smokier Scottish, not Scott. Yeah, Scott. What am I saying? Scotch. Yeah. Are you experienced Electric Lady Nan or Axis Bold as Love? I'm gonna go with Axis Bold as Love. Where do I place the Doors on the best bands? Top 10 or top 50? Top 50. Yeah, I love Richie Valens, Buddy Holly, Big Bopper, but for my money, Buddy Holly is up there. The Big Bopper was cool, but I think he only had like one record. Same kind of with Richie Valens. He had a lot of singles. I have not listened to all of Zappa's albums. So many. I like CCR. I like Mick Jagger. I play guitar. I used to play trumpet. Yeah, I'll eventually do Piper at the Gates of Dawn. I haven't listened to Nowhere yet, but I love Ride. I'm so happy to have discovered them. Dark Side of the Moon or The Wall? I'm going to go with Dark Side of the Moon. I don't know what the greatest album of all time is. Dare to Be Stupid by Weird Al? You're going to buy me a piano. I can't even play piano. Is the new Beck album out yet? I've only heard one single off of it, and I actually really liked it. And I may have to go back and revisit Colors, and I might eat my words on that album. Favorite Wings album? Probably Band on the Run. The Wall is better in my opinion. I can totally, I get it. Ticket to Ride or Paperback Writer? Paperback Writer. I don't know if I have a favorite CCR album. Ooh, favorite Islay Whiskey? Ah, man, I wish I knew them better. I don't often. I'm actually more of a rum guy, to be honest. Favorite Beck's album? I don't know. I like Derek and the Dominoes, Layla. David Bowie, Nirvana, The Beatles. Screw, Marry, Kill. No, I'm not going to do that. Well, actually, that's kind of funny. I'll probably marry the Beatles. Oh no, I don't want to kill anybody though. No, I can't do that. I can't do that. That's fine. You'll okay. So Synth Streaks thinks that the wall is overrated. I wouldn't say it's overrated. I would say it's maybe a little long in the tooth, but it's an amazing album. I think it's hard because they made so many. If that was Pink Floyd's, if Pink Floyd didn't release, let's say after Umaguma, right? I think, didn't that come out before Dark Side? Let's just say they never released Dark Side, Wish You Were Here, or Animals. They went straight from whatever they were, metal, to The Wall. I mean, that would probably be one of the best albums of all time. But it's hard when they have so many great albums in that decade. Favorite soundtrack? I don't know if I don't know. A Momentary Lapse of Reason. I like it. I like it a lot. It's not my favorite by them. Probably my favorite classical composer would be Mozart. I like Roxy Music. What tube amp? I have a Fez Audio Silver Luna Prestige. It's out of Poland. And I just talked to Michael from Fez, and he's going to be sending me their latest phono, their preamp. So they have a separate preamp that matches. So I'm really excited about that. If I could be a fly on the wall for the recordings of any studio album, what would it be? Oh man. Man, it'd either be like Abbey Road or Get Back. Yeah, I don't know about Yoko Ono's music. I don't know. Favorite biopic? I loved, what was that one called? The Johnny Cash one? What was it? I Walk the Line or something? Walk the Line? Was that what it was called? Favorite Black Sabbath album? I love their first one, man. Best concert I've been to would be Weird Al. Yeah, CDs haven't gone away. Why would they make a comeback? That's pretty funny. Don't call it a comeback. Let's see here. Put something else on. Whoa. Yeah, let's do this. All right. There we go. Ian Dury and the Blockheads are all right. Never listened to Jamiroquai. I haven't really listened to a whole album of his. Best Weezer bassist, Matt Sharp or Scott Schreiner? I haven't really thought about that. I really like Matt Sharp, though. Didn't he go on to do Friends of P? What was that band called? I'm blanking on their name right now. Ever going to cover Low, Heroes, and Lodger? I would love to, actually. I think that'd be a great series of videos, especially, what was it called? The Berlin Trilogy? Make a whole, making of. That'd be cool. Okay, so if you still have popping noise, it could be that your record is scratched. What I would do is when you hear the pop, depending on your turntable, try to stop the record and then have a nice flashlight or something and see if you can see a scratch in there, because that's probably what's causing the popping. Unfortunately, there's not a lot you can do about it at that point. You just kind of have to live with it. Think of it like a fireplace and the crackling wood. Do I like Eminem? Yeah. Mom Spaghetti. I mean, 8 Mile. My favorite guitar riff. Ooh, that's a good one. I keep thinking of Inagata Devita. I don't know why I think of that. What is my opinions on CDs? CDs are fine. CDs are great. They do degrade. They are degrading faster than vinyl records. They're imperfect. But, if you're into like high quality audio, they're better than MP3s. I Am the Walrus or A Day in the Life? Day in the Life. I love turntable tips and tricks. Will you do more videos on that? Yeah, but I guess I haven't been inspired to do one in a while. I'm not really sure what I would do it on. What? Oh, progressive rock. I recommend King Crimson in the Court of the Crimson King. If I had 5 minutes to live, what song would I listen to? Oh man, probably Stand By Me. I don't know about the Pixies, man. Lonerism or Currents? I'm going to go with Currents. Oh, geez, the Carpenters. What do you think of cross sleeves and other suitcase type turntables? I mean, they're novelties. I think they look cool, but because of the physicality of vinyl, they're not great in the long run of playing your records. They're just not. And the fidelity on them aren't great. Although some do have Bluetooth technology to where you can link it up to a better speaker system. But even then, I find the most difference you can make in the audio quality of your turntable is not the plinth, it's not the tone arm, it's not a fancy amp. It's right here, the stylus and cartridge. If you only invest in the higher end cartridge and stylus, it's going to make a world of difference versus spending that same amount of money on a upgraded turntable. It's just my opinion. I'd love to actually do like a A/B comparison though. Take this same 2M Blue and put it on like a cheaper turntable, like an LP 120, and see if there's much of a difference. And then also use the cheaper Audio-Technica green. What is that? The 95E stylus. Quality of the white vinyl white album. I haven't heard it. Which country has produced better artists, USA or UK? I think that's a little unfair. The US is huge, and then when you consider all the genres of music, from swing to jazz to R&B to hip hop to rock, I kind of think the US. Not to belittle the UK, it's just there's just more people here. Favorite George Harrison song would be "Here Comes the Sun." Would Sgt. Pepper's be the greatest Beatles album if they were included? Yes, yeah. If they included "Strawberry Fields Forever" and "Penny Lane," I would say Sgt. Pepper's would probably be my favorite record of them. Thoughts on Record Store Day? I think the initial idea of Record Store Day has been diluted by the number of major label special editions. And I know that for smaller record store, I just know for record stores in general, they have to put a huge overhead. They have to like put in a huge order. They're out a lot of money, and they don't really make a lot of money in the long run. And then I just don't like the idea of manufactured scarcity. I don't get it. It's frustrating to me, and it just serves to artificially drive up the cost. It's just silly. Between the Buttons by the Rolling Stones. Man, I haven't listened to that in a while. I love Earth, Wind & Fire though. The Black Pumas. Okay. Thank you for that suggestion. I don't think I've listened to it. No, I haven't. I appreciate that. Thank you. How are your thoughts on introducing and how do you perceive the idea of sample Delia music in general? Since I left you, the Avalanches, Paul's introducing is amazing. And I love mashups and like sample heavy music, deconstructions, remixes. I love all that. I can't wait for DJ Shadow's latest album to come out. I'm really excited about that. Thoughts on Klaatu? Like what? Like that's secretly the Beatles? I don't know. Klaatu is Klaatu, right? Which is better, ELO or Alan Parsons Project? I love Alan Parsons Project, but I think for my money, ELO. Yeah, I did listen to the new Tool album. I enjoyed it. It was great to hear some new music by them, and it's a solid record. Thoughts on Traveling Wilburys? Great. Second album from Black Sabbath is the best. Well, yeah, I mean, it's pretty darn good. Do I own shaped picture discs? I own one shaped disc, and that is the Batman Animated Series record that's in the shape of the Batman symbol. And I own very few picture discs, but I don't have a shaped picture disc. Do I think the Traveling Wilburys were a little underwhelming? Yeah, you could say that. I think that's accurate. For as much talent as they had, oh boy, I'm getting, Charles, you're sending me, oh shoot. Getting Facebook updates here. Have you ever heard that Beatles album From Another Dimension, Everyday Chemistry? You know, I just listened to that. It's okay. I don't like the overall production of it. It's got some weird sounding drums on it. Congratulations by MGMT is amazing. I've really eaten my words on that record. I don't really know Klaatu very well. Andrew Sisters, they're the old-timey band, right? Yeah, that's a great point, punk nerd. 9 Inch, Blink 182, Sum 41, My Chemical Romance. Yeah, it's an interesting time for music on that thing. You know, I just started listening to Caligula by what is her name? I can't say her. Lingua. This is terrible. I'm glad this is a live stream. I just started listening to that. It's a little hard for me to get into still, but I'm enjoying it so far. Woo, what is this? Should Giles Martin remix the Beatles at Star Club Hamburg? I don't think so. I mean, how good is that fidelity anyway? What can he really pull out of it? Have you checked out any of the new Stereolab reissues? No, I haven't actually. Best early Floyd album. Ooh, I still really like Pipers of the Gates of Dawn. Do I like Stone Roses? Yes. Ian Brown solo stuff. I don't think I've listened to it. Queen, overrated? No. What's the best colored vinyl I own? Oh gosh, I don't think of my collection in those terms. Yeah, I really don't. Sorry. Oh, that's cool. You own every Queen album on CD. How do I rate Ringo's solo career? It is a mixed bag. His first two solo records, I wouldn't say they're unlistenable, but they're not my favorite. I really don't think you have to listen to those more than once. Do I have any video game soundtracks on vinyl? I have one, the Katamari Democracy. I'm saying that wrong, but I have that one on vinyl. Out of the four Beatles, who had the best solo album? Ooh. I mean, All Things Must Pass is great, but if I'm totally honest, it's a little long. I wish you kind of spread that out over a couple of albums. I would say... Oh, man. I don't know. I would say maybe... McCartney or Ram. What is my favorite AC/DC album? I couldn't tell you because I don't know their albums specific enough. Best Stevie Wonder album. Ooh, that's a good one. Again, I don't know the album names off the top of my head. Oh, cool, the Earthbound soundtrack on vinyl. Any bucket list record stores I'd like to visit? Not really. I just kind of want to see what it's like in Japan. And then, yeah, maybe like, I don't know. I just like going to different places. Like I was in London and I went to, I really wanted to see, what is it? Honest John's place. And it was kind of underwhelming. I also went to Rough Trade and again, it was underwhelming. So yeah, I don't really have, I don't have that. I'd love to go to New York and go record shopping though. Never heard, wait. Yeah, Polyphonic is great. I just don't watch a lot of Polyphonic's videos because I don't want to inadvertently steal, like not on purpose, but just like come up with an idea subconsciously that Polyphonic's already done. You know, I would do a Beatles record, but you know what happens? The live stream gets shut down and it's not fun. I mean, it doesn't get shut down, but like, if it's just not fun. You know, Peter Green's Fleetwood Mac is interesting, but the Buckingham Nicks era, I mean, that's kind of what everyone remembers. I don't know if I've really listened to the one with Bob Welch, though. I should check that out. I don't know Victor Jara. House is burning down. Enough time for one item. I'm assuming record. If I could pick three. Okay, let me just pick three. My autographed Weird Al record. Nielsen's The Point that my dad bought for my mom as one of their first presents, and then my Yesterday and Today Butcher cover. What's wrong with Slumdog Millionaire? I just thought it was very. I just thought it ignored a lot of. I just thought it was very predictable. It was. It was overrated, and it didn't really like it. I just felt like it never got deep enough. It was just very surface level, and it was fine. It's just, I just didn't enjoy it. I just thought it was, you could have set that movie in anywhere. It didn't have to be in India, and it would have played the same. I just wanted to see more Indian culture in it. I just felt like Danny Boyle was using that as sort of like a coat of paint and not really embracing it. I don't know. It's been a while since I've seen it. I don't really know Bjork's discography very well. Yeah, I like the Human League. Oh, I'd love to find my mom's Sgt. Pepper's painting. I don't think it exists anymore. I'd have to maybe find a photo of it. Check out I Am Clute. Okay. Oop, I spelled that wrong. All right, I'll check them out. Thank you. Ooh, I really like The Pillows. They're a Japanese band. And then there's some other bands, I can't really say their names. I just don't know how to pronounce them. Favorite West Coast jazz. Thoughts on West Coast jazz? I don't know. I haven't thought about jazz in that sense. Penny Lane or Strawberry Fields Forever? Penny Lane. Gosh. Yeah, I heard Julian Lennon's music. It's okay. It didn't grip me. Oh, what's up, Ian? Yeah, so the best way to tell if you have a second state of yesterday and today is to like compare it to a similar aged US pressing, and if they're the same size, then in terms of the record jacket, then it's probably not a second state. Thoughts on 16 horsepower gothic country? You know, I just learned about this genre. My barber turned me on to, gosh, what's that guy's name? Although he's more like horror folk. Hildog, what is his name? Hildago the. No, I can't find his stuff. Oh man. But I haven't really gotten into it. I'll put it that way. Man, Amigo the Devil. I don't know if you guys listen to Amigo the Devil, but that guy's interesting. Oh my goodness, I am not keeping up with all your messages here. Sorry, guys. What's my favorite Queen album? Queen too. Do I have a favorite Beatles album all time? It's starting to become Abbey Road. Prog Genesis or pop rock Genesis? I would say in the long run, Prog Genesis. Thoughts on Tarantino soundtracks? I mean, they're great. Yeah, the guy's he's got good taste in music. I don't know about a best live album. Maybe Live at Budokan by Cheap Trick. Which Beatles son had the best career? I don't even know. Is there anyone other than Julian doing music? Led Zeppelin got a favorite? I just did a whole video on my best to worst, Led Zeppelin 3. I'm sorry, you probably haven't watched all. Which Beatle? Okay, I already talked. Saw Ringo. Oh, that's cool. You saw Ringo. That's amazing. Thank you, scientist. No. Thoughts on Slowdive's Slovaki? I haven't listened to it. What's my favorite band of all time? I don't know. I find the more I listen to music, the less I become a fan of any one band. Like I fall in love with a band and then I move on to the next band, and I haven't gone back to listen to a record in a while. I'm trying to think the last record I really went back to. Yeah, it's been a while. Everyone just listen to the Cardiacs, okay? All right, I'll check out the Cardiac. I don't think I've listened to them. Car. As I try to... I see... I can't find that band. I'm not sure who that is. Blah, blah. Oh, Sean Lennon. That's right, Sean Lennon. I keep forgetting about him. Because Julian was Hey Jude, right? And then Sean was John and Yoko's son, right? Sure, thank you, scientist. Yeah, I'll check them out. I don't think I've listened to them. Oh, they have a new album out. Cool. Do I like Flash Gordon soundtrack by Queen? Oh, I don't know if I've really listened to it. Have you heard Paul McCartney's medley on Red Rose Speedway, Hold Me Tight, Lazy Dynamite? No, no. That sounds great though. Okay, that's interesting. Synth Streak says, judging from some of the band's projects that I've listened to, I feel like Japanese culture is more experimental or out there than U.S. experimentation. Would I agree? I don't know, because I haven't really gone down avant-garde music that often. I would say perhaps there's an infusion of traditional Japanese music with Japanese experimentation, the kinds of bands you're listening to. And so perhaps that sounds a little bit more foreign to your ears. But yeah, I don't know if I can commit to like a blanket statement in that sense. But that is an interesting thing to think about. I don't know. I don't listen to a lot of that. All right, I'm going to flip this record over, and we'll probably wrap up the stream by 2:30 my time. So what time is it now? Oh, yeah. So, okay. After I finish, I'm going to flip this record over, play it, and then once this record's done, I'm going to call it a day. I got a little bit behind because I had technical difficulties, so I'm going to go a little over. I originally was going to stop at 2, but I'll go a little longer here. All right, where are we at here? Oh boy, my battery's almost going to die on this phone. Got a portable charger here. Hopefully this works. All right, we got power. Is Dylan a better songwriter than McCartney? Yes and no. I think Dylan has an interesting... he's very story-driven, whereas McCartney's more melody-driven. So, I don't know. To me, they're like apples and oranges. Yeah, all right. Oh, yeah, BJ Thomas, right? Raindrops keep falling on my head. Favorite breakfast? Ooh, I like some chilaquiles. I love chilaquiles. I love eggs on toast with some avocado, a little bit of hot sauce, breakfast potatoes. Ooh, making me hungry. Oh, man. I like scrambles with cheese, like bacon, some herbs. Oh, yeah. Frittatas. Oh, yeah. Breakfast is the best meal of the day. I love breakfast food. Lunch is second. Dinner can be boring. But breakfast, oh, so great. I mean, you can have a donut if you want. Donut and coffee. I prefer tea. It's 10:22 in Liverpool. I wanted to go to Liverpool, but it's like a 4-hour drive or bus ride from London, and it just wasn't in the cards. You know, I've been wanting to get into Townes Van Zandt, and thank you for reminding me. He's like he's just a prolific artist that I just haven't really listened to. So I need to get into that. All right. Thank you. I don't even know who should be inducted in the next Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I think they're running out of rock and rollers, to be honest. Which band inspires me the most? You know, right now, Gorillaz. What do I think a rock band would need today to be successful? Social media, videos, collaborations with hip hop artists. I mean, I don't know. I have no idea. What's up, Eugene Axe? It's 4:25 in Chicago. Yeah, I got stuck in Chicago earlier this year. Actually, it was well, in the airport. I've been meaning to go to Chicago. Thoughts on Paramore? I don't know. I don't really listen to Paramore. Favorite song from Sgt. Pepper's? Day in the Life. Whoa, you got the Queen Studio Vinyl Collection. It was $400. Yeah, I wanted to get it when it came out. At the time, I just didn't have the money, man. I have not been to the north of England. I think the most north, and I could be totally wrong, I've been to Stratford-upon-Avon. I have no idea if that's north or south or east or west of London, but that's I've been to London, and I've been there, and I've been to Bath. I'm not sure where Bath is on the map. I don't know if I have a favorite Cure album. What do I think? I already kind of answered that. Check out Green Mill in Chicago. Capone used to own it. It's a live jazz. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, great. That's great. You're spinning the 50th anniversary editions of Pepper's White Album, Abbey Road. That's great. Where do I record your videos? Is that an apartment or a house? Well, this is in a converted garage of my house. So it's like straight up Wayne's World. Yeah. So like, yeah, this is very much a man cave. It's a vinyl pad. Carnival of Light. How much do I care? I don't even know, man. No, never go beyond the M25. Oh, that's funny. Favorite Frank Sinatra album? In the wee small hours of the night. Yeah. What about soundtracks on vinyl? Love them. It's kind of a basement because we are underground. This wall is below street level, but it's kind of a hillside. So by the time you get to the front, this direction, you're kind of, you're not underground anymore. But it is below the level of my house. Oh, Naked City. I think I know them. Or at least I've heard of them. Let me, oh, geez. Huh. Oh, that's weird. They're not really on. Huh, I'll have to check them out somewhere else. What was that? Do I have a pet? Yeah, I got 2 cats. Let It Be with Phil Spector or Naked? Ooh, that's a good question. Right now I'm going to go with Naked, but that could change. If the Beatles had never happened, what band do you think would have been focused on? I think Rolling Stones. Them, maybe Love, but Love kind of came after. Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, I love the Dave Clark 5, but they didn't really have the vision to go beyond that sound. How much did it cost to set up my man cave? I don't even know. It was a process. I mean, these panels are Home Depot, but my dad made he kind of cut them and stained them. I don't know. Like this, I don't even remember how much I paid for this couch. It's been so long. I just started collecting pieces as I could because I knew I was going to build it. So I remember these speakers were like $20. Yeah. I mean, if you have the time and if you're patient, you can find a lot of this stuff for a decent price. I don't really listen to that much classical music. Let It Be with, I already talked about that. Did you know all of the June shows from The Wall were filmed? I'm not sure where that was. I know all the ones from the they set up gosh, I'm blanking on the name of that venue in England, but they set up extra dates specifically to film it. And I've heard that it really is too dark, unfortunately. The Who are cool, man. What's my job? I got a couple different jobs. I act here in LA, so whenever I get a job, I make money that way. And then I work with my buddy John, who was on the stream. I don't know if he's still here. I work with him. I do wedding videos, I make wedding albums. Beatles Christmas record set. I never got that. Thoughts on Herman's Hermits? They're okay. They're a little teeny bopper. Oh, I love UMO, man. Do I have any vinyl from any post-rock bands? I'm so confused what post-rock is. I'm being honest. I really don't know. Like, I don't understand that genre. Yeah, I love Joy Division. I haven't really watched the Let It Be movie. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Tom Waits is amazing. Love Northern Soul. I mostly watch, of YouTube channels, I watch like Metal Jesus. I watch My Life in Gaming. I watch Lazy Game Reviews, Tech Moan, the Jay Leno channel. But lately I've been watching Jack Ryan. Yeah, Sex Pistols are alright. I don't know if I have a favorite Kinks album. I like You Really Got Me, though. Best rock and roll movie. Jailhouse Rock, Tommy. I really like the Blues Brothers, but I don't know if that's a rock and roll movie. Yeah, Jimi Hendrix is great. I don't remember the Donnie Darko soundtrack. I love the jam. No, come on, bud. Do I know German music? I gotta be honest, I'm not a big fan of polka, but bands like Kraftwerk I really like. If I was stuck on a desert island with 3 albums, oh man, I can't do that right now. Breakfast in America or Crime of the Century? I'm gonna go with Breakfast in America. Scorsese or Tarantino? Scorsese, every day of the week. When I make it in music and revive rock from the dead, would you guest star as a guitar player? Oh man, I'd be very flattered, but I'm not. I would do rhythm for you. I wouldn't do a lead. I'm gonna go with Black Keys over the White Stripes. I don't know 1910 Fruit Gum Company. Do you know why they took 50 years to show out the demo tapes of the Beatles? I don't know the reasoning behind. I'm assuming you're referring to the stuff that came out with Abbey Road. I don't know why. I think the first probably 20 years they didn't think much of it. 30 years on. Maybe we should kind of look back at some of that stuff. 40 years on, 30 years on would have been the anthology series, right? So yeah, they did release some of them then. I just think now they're just like, what else can we do? What else is there? How else can we make some money? How else can we repackage these albums that people have bought for 50 years? I didn't see the Joker. I don't always wear sport coats, but I would love to wear a suit every day if I could. It's just so darn hot here in LA. I loved it in London. Oh my gosh, I walked around in a suit and it was amazing. I loved it. Rode the buses that way. It was great. Thank you, Adam. I love that Wayne's World nod there. Are you into current psychedelic bands? I don't know. Who is a current psychedelic artist? Do I like the Let It Be album? Yeah, I do. It's not my favorite, though. Sergeant, Strawberry Fields, or I Am the Walrus? I'm going to go with Strawberry Fields. I don't know. I Am the Walrus is pretty great. MGMT is great. Would you agree that song Sgt. Pepper's is the first really heavy song by the Beatles? Oh, absolutely. Because then after that we got Helter Skelter, right? Elvis or Chuck Berry? I mean, Johnny B. Good. I love Scotty Moore, don't get me wrong, but Chuck Berry could sing and play. Eddie Cochran could sing and play. Elvis is great, he's iconic, but I'm going to go with Chuck Berry. Oh, okay, thank you, Franco. Vivi, Brown, Samson, and Delilah. Okay, I'll check that out. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Oh, she seems cool. Oh, from 2013. Cool. Thank you. Oh, yeah, I like Pond. Gum are the most... Yeah. That's funny. I don't consider... I guess Tame Impala... Melody's Echo Chamber, I don't know. The second album didn't feel as psychedelic. Oh yeah, Psychedelic Porn Crumpets. Favorite Bowie album. If I could recreate the movie Yesterday, which band would I choose? I don't know. I'm not sure. Oh, Super Unknown is great. Favorite drink I've made on the show? Oh gosh. I really like the Super Ape that I made for the Upsetters album. That was a Vinyl Me Please drink. Have I watched Live at Pompeii 1972 Pink Floyd? No. My Bloody Valentine they're great. Favorite Beatles guitar solo? Oh, I don't know. I don't have a favorite Jam album. The Doors are good. Favorite rum? I really like this single barrel Cruzon, or I don't know how you actually say it, but the single barrel Cruzon. I like Karuba, but like for a sipper, I mean, I love the stuff that Hamilton's putting out, and then oh gosh, what is that? Smith and Cross. Oh, thank you, man. Yeah, I'd love to do more cocktail videos. It's funny, it censored your comment because I had the word cock in it. Oh, wait, what is this? One After 909 was recorded back in 1963, then re-recorded in 68, 69 for 1970. Let It Be anthology? No, I didn't know that. If I were going to listen to one album for the rest of my life, what would it be? Maybe Sign of the Times by Prince. Do I know Del Shannon? Yeah. Why the word rewind? It just sounded good, and also the channel was pretty retro. Vinyl retro doesn't sound good, but vinyl rewind, I don't know, just kind of rolled off the tongue. Cool, I'll check that out. I haven't really compared the anthology version to the Let It Be one. I did not know that John Lennon played on Fame. Oh, okay. Yeah, but okay. 80s production sound better in the 80s music or modern music like bands MGMT? You know, the only thing about like 80s music is like they put a lot of reverb on like the synth and drums. But like, I don't know, I like it all. I like it all. Any coil like Ape of... No, I don't think I have. I'll check it out. Thank you. In Intervision or Songs in the Key of Life? I'm going to go Intervision. Thank you for saying that. No, I would not be able to listen to the Ummagumma album nonstop. Oh, wait. Excluding the live recordings. Yeah, maybe. Who's a better drummer, Dave Grohl or Ringo? Oh, man. I mean, Ringo is he's very efficient. I don't know. To me, I'd rather compare Larry Mullen Jr. to Ringo, because to me, they're like on equal footing. Dave Grohl is such like... He's got such a... I don't know. He's just on he's a different level to me. Yeah, I know Ummagumma's not that great, but I love Exile on Main Street. Yeah, I think Sign of the Times might be my favorite Prince album, at least for right now. It's just so varied. It's got so many great songs on it. It's just yeah. And also, like, my wife and I's First Dance song is on there. You know, I haven't gotten into Mr. Bungle yet. They're interesting. I know a lot of their backstory. But, yeah, I just haven't gotten into them. Well, the record is coming to a close, everybody. Sorry about the technical difficulties. Believe me, it's very frustrating on my end. I don't do these live streams enough, and that's part of it's all my fault. But at least I got it all sussed out and we got to hang out. And just thank you so much. Thank you again for hanging out with me and checking out some of my favorite albums. And I always enjoy hearing or reading albums to check out. I have to go make some food and then I'm going to go work on Tuesday's episode. I got to get that ready because that is coming up quick. So anyway, thank you all so much for all the support over the years. And yeah, thank you for making this channel what it is. I really appreciate it. So I'm going to end this live stream if I can figure out how. But yeah, I think, let's see. There we go. Live stream control room. Okay. Well, that didn't work. Let's see. Let's try this. Okay, that should bring it up. And yeah. Let's see. There, that's not what I want. Okay, well, I'm gonna sign off a different way, and that will be that. So thank you all so much